there's people around you that are scrutinizing you. There's people around you that are scrutinizing you. Where I was raised, there was like 0 jobs. There was like one person, no, excuse me, 1,000 people to 1 job. Actually, more like 100 people to 1 job. Maybe even 500 people to 1 job. There was no jobs. There was no businesses. It was very hard to get a job. My first job out of the military was for $9 an hour, and that was back in 2003. So, and the minimum wage has gone up just a little bit, but the federal minimum wage is still like $7 an hour, $7.50 or $7.25 or something, which is bullshit considering how much money the government makes off, or people make off of the, like in government. Like the senators make like $200,000 and they get all kinds of other things. Like, look at Trump. He is enriching himself based on his position, but maybe you feel like you're getting scrutinized in this, especially by like family. I'm getting family, like people are just like, why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? Like nobody gets it. I'm seeing a lot of people that apply for jobs. Maybe you're applying for jobs and it's just ridiculous. Like it is insane the way that they'll take 1,000 applications or more, and it's and they give no callbacks, or you get 1 or 2 callbacks and it doesn't lead anywhere. They just keep, like, they were never intending on hiring anybody. They just want more money for themselves. They want to, that's their job, to act like they're recruiting somebody. Like, you have to look at it from both perspectives, because there's people that go to work every day and they're just looking at themselves like, oh God, what do I have to do today? I don't want to do, I'm doing the bare minimum because, you know, I had a bad night and I don't care. And that girl or that guy didn't give me any attention. Now I'm in a pissed off mood. Like, it's very much like you're trying to fulfill your happiness, trying to move on, trying to put in the work, asking for that manifestation, asking for that new beginning. But these people on the other side of the spectrum don't really care about you, or themselves for that matter. They're not even thinking about your own personal circumstances. They just want to give up the conflict. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to do it. Like, it's just like, that's their job, is to just talk about things that, like, imagine somebody going to work and they're like, they had a bad day already. Like, somebody cut them off on the freeway or something, and they're pissed off and they're just like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do the bare minimum. Oh, this person's looking for a job. And like, they don't even care. They don't care what you're going through at all. At all. They don't even know what you're going through. They don't know that you're freaking like living in your car or something, or living in a tiny little box apartment and you hate it and you're trying to get out of there and trying to better yourself. Nobody cares. They don't care. They don't. Where's the empathy? Where's the empathy? Where's magnetic? You're being drawn to this spirit. What does the collective need to know? That's a lot. Maybe you're thinking about moving. Maybe you're thinking about moving. TikTok. Moving, but it's not it's in reverse. So maybe you don't want to move. Maybe you don't want to move. Maybe you're just like, I don't want to. But intervention, focus. You're not focused. You're not. Entrapment, access granted, pretending, fake, beyond means. Be mindful of people watching your social media also. Like, if you're applying for jobs, if you don't want them to know what you're talking about or doing with your friends, like they look at your social media as part of your application process. Like, you might not know that. You might think that they're not, and they're just like shining you on because they saw something they didn't like. And maybe you triggered something in them and they don't like that. It's very much entrapment. Entrapment. Access granted. Do not give them access. Put your shit on private. Pretending, lockbox. So maybe, you know, you're acting like you already have money, or you're acting like you don't need the money, and they don't want somebody that acts like that, because they want somebody that is chained to your job. They want you closed, trapped in. They want you, like, when you're growing up, there was a part of Malcolm in the Middle, I think it was, was it Married with Children? Spirit will show you things based on what you've seen. But it was like, that promotion is like a trap. That next promotion is like a trap because you get stuck there. You get stuck there. You're in a little lockbox. You're stuck in there. Like, SOS, help me. But that's your job. That's what you chose to do for the rest of your fucking life. That's why you gotta be really careful with what you want to do. There are some people that choose to dance on here one time and then everybody expects them to dance again forever. See, I like this because I can change it up a little bit. Triggers. And this is just a hobby. Very much triggers. Interview. Literally, interview. They're trying to see what triggers you. Maybe they're testing you. They're testing you in every single thing. Then the retaliation. I'm remembering this part of when I was working in LA. I worked at corporate. I was always a paper pusher, and like secretary work. And blah, 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 blah. But I have my degree in business and another one in I have my associates in business and my bachelor's in accounting. But I got halfway through my master's program. Anyway, so like interview, like they're looking at you like, oh, so I'm remembering this lady, like you beware, there's something about like be mindful of what you tell me because they'll use it against you. Like that's literally what my boss told me. Like if you tell, like, it's almost like a law. Like, what is the Miranda rights? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Miranda, like something of Sex in the City. Maybe it's somebody that you've slept with that knows somebody else and somebody else knows that person. Like, just be mindful. They know what you're doing. Maybe they're looking at your, like, sex profiles. Like, they're already knowing exactly what turns you on and turns you off, and they're, like, judging every little thing of you. Like, don't you realize we can see everything? Don't you realize that we see everything? Nightlife, like your nightlife, like their interview, like they're judging you. They're literally judging you. Okay, at the top of the deck, we have realization. This is for you to realize that everything that you put out on the internet is forever. Okay, so all those little promotions is a trap. All those little promotions, you think, yeah, I got a promotion, but now you're stuck there. Now you're stuck there. There's a part of The Simpsons where Homer comes back and begs for his job, and then he puts a Mr. Burns puts a plaque on the wall, and he says, "Don't forget, you're here forever." Yeah, you're in regret. You're gonna regret it. You think you're drawn to that shit, but you're gonna regret it because I'm in charge here. This is your happy home. This is your home. This is your home, and you're gonna regret it. This is your family. This is your family, and you're gonna regret it. You're gonna be insecure. It's a secret. It's a secret. You don't realize it. You're stuck there. You're stuck there. You don't want to leave. You don't want to move on. You don't want to change. You don't want that change. Okay, you're going to get locked there. You're locked there. You're stuck there. So be mindful. They're going to be testing you. They're testing everything that you put on the internet. They don't give a shit. They know everything that you know. They fucking know. Yeah. Abandonment wounds, not learning the lesson, financial problems. Like, they're just going to give you enough to keep crawling back. Okay? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Nobody really gets ahead here except for them. That's why the top 1% is doing so good, and we're all fighting over peanuts. What else? Denial. Very suddenly. Or later. They might deny you later. They might deny you later. They might fire you later. At will employment. Like, they're gonna get sick of it. Pressure cooker, they get tired of the drama, they get tired of the stress, you get tired of the drama, you get tired of the stress, the tension, the friction, I know everything that you're saying about me online, like I can read you, I can see you online, I'm watching everything that you post, I see your disgusting habits that you put on Grindr or Hinge or whatever. They're judging everything that we put out. Everything. Okay, you think they don't look? They're looking at every little thing. They know everything. You think they don't have their own little profiles that they go off and then they use that against you in a business sense? Oh, really? You wouldn't hook up with me. Now I'm gonna judge you based on if you want a job. Be mindful what you put out there.